Racing season 16 for Division Grand Prix. Last time out with the streets of Monaco, but we are here in Canada, and it's close to Monaco because it's got walls, but this time it can be very difficult with the high-speed corners and the chicanes as well, which can make it very difficult for the drivers, especially negotiation and the hairpin as well, and the wall of champions the drivers have to go through. Seeing plenty of crashes there in his past history, and we'll see how the drivers manage it at the 18-minute qualifier session. Introductions first. Welcome to Josip, Rizy. Let's have a look as well down the field. I saw somebody new. Voltage we saw last week. Icy Men, and welcome to those guys in the league. And also welcome to the stream, my partner, which is Owen Manson. How you doing?
Yep, all good, mate. Good to be back. Canadian Grand Prix. Track limits, I think, is going to be one of the talking points today. Last week it was probably about how many DNS we had, but I don't think we're going to get as many today. But yeah, it's going to be all about track limits today. And I think it's going to be one on the penalty situation. But yeah, Jensen, he's coming around the Wall of Champions now, about to begin his first lap of the day. I'm pretty sure he's normally the first one now ever since he joined back, being the first one to complete the lap as well. Driver transfers has. We've got a little bit more. Jensen's teammate, old teammate F1 Dobby, has stepped down as full-time, and as you can see, CPI Ivo is taking over. So Jensen's got a new teammate hopefully for the rest of the season. And yeah, it's quite common in Division 1 that we get a lot of driver transfers. We've had that at least one driver transfer every single week. But it is common for Division 1, and obviously you can see again a full grid, which is good to see as well.
Look at Jensen's lap, even though he's on the medium compound tyres and it's his first lap, if the track conditions not improving either at this rate, it's still a good lap time from Jensen then, so I can't wait to see what he puts on the board. Yesterday qualifying, we did see rain impact the circuit, same in the race towards the latter stages. Here comes Jensen. A bit of a tap on the wall for good measure as he makes his way now towards the line. It's going to be a 9.5 as a benchmark on the medium compound tyres. Kofi in the Kick Sauber, the man who won the Monaco Grand Prix, but got taken away as Harry Kane removed his 10-second time penalty with I think it was Pocket Valley guy. But I revisited the incident, and when Harry Kane picked up a 10-second time penalty, he was nowhere near Pocket Valley guy. So I'm not quite sure how the game inflicted that. But Langfeld goes into P2 in the Alpine with a 10.1. I think both Alpines, well, Lord Danny Boy crashed out, but Langfeld still managed to finish in P4 because I remember giving him a podium interview as Josip goes towards the top of the timing sheets at 9.2. 3:10 separating him and Jensen as we expect the times come tumbling down. Kofi in the Kick Sauber, who got his first podium of the season last week, and his first attempt as well in the Kick Sauber, and he gets a massive oversteer, but it doesn't matter anyway because his lap time is finished. But a full grid once again, Owen, and I can't wait to see what happens because it's going to be a really tight grid in the championship as well.
Yeah, obviously we really are into the second half of the season now. Obviously championship track battle still happening between Laser and Harry Kane. Ramovaj is still there or thereabouts. He has dropped back a little bit. Hopefully he can get that back on form. But it's all about Harry Kane. He is on form at the moment. He's been winning pretty much every single race since the second half of the season started. But yeah, I don't really know who can stop him at the moment. Yeah, for Harry Kane, he just needs to stay consistent, and he should bring in I think it would be his second championship in Division 1. I think he is the current defending champion as well. I can't remember if it was Harry Kane or Laser. You might probably know more, Jamie, as he was commentating on this last season. But yeah, Harry Kane definitely on form. Let's see if anyone can stop him.
Season 14, Laser was the defending champion going into the next season. Harry Kane won it. So Harry Kane is looking for his second championship. The Red Bull Norwegian driver is on form as Marco goes towards the top of the timer sheet at 8.8. We did see this in Baku when he set a blistering pace. He did turn up in Monaco because I would not have either, but he's back here in Canada, and let's see what Marco could do. The Slovakia driver has picked up multiple wins this season, and he might add to his tally as well. He's picked up one win, unfortunately, because his second win got taken away at the Monza Grand Prix when he went into AI, and he was one of the drivers that did that, fortunately. Voltage in the Williams goes up into P4. I do believe he was here in Monaco because I remember saying his name.
Yes,
Pocket Valley guy is P3 as well. And who was it that crashed? I'm getting confused between Div 1 and Div 2. I'm seeing some ridiculous times in the midi compound tyres. I don't know how these guys do it. They're just picking up a nice toe on the back of Laser. But it was Crossfire Strikes, the man that crashed out in P2 last week. And look at Nordus there, flying to the corners, bit of oversteer, gets on the grass as he really fights that car on the exit. Here he is across the line, P3, and he cannot beat the medium runner of Marco.
Yeah, that's a good lap from Nordus. He's normally in the midfield at the moment. He has got a couple of podiums this season, but he's normally in the middle of the pack. But yeah, that's a good banker lap from Nordus. Obviously, he knows that he can improve after that little bit of a mistake in the final chicane at the Wall of Champions. But yeah, that's a good banker lap there from Nordus.
Harry Kane pops his Rebel into P2. 310 separates him and Marco in P1 there. And Harry Kane and Marco had a blistering battle that Monza Grand Prix. Bear with me now, his Red Bull teammate goes into P2. Did that qualifying, I think, at the back of Grand Prix. Is Laser there getting all started out of turn 8. We're seeing George Russell hit the wall on the exit too as we head down towards the hairpin at 41.1 in the middle sector. Laser needs a decent result because Harry Kane's overtaken him and the gap is about 6 points in the championship. Laser recovering driver Monaco after seeing a lot of people DNF in his wake. A lot of people were DNF'd, and therefore he was able to capitalise on that and try and gain as many positions as he could. He is 6 points behind, and here he is towards the battle to corners, and he flicks it through very nicely on the exit, floating with the barriers. Here he comes across the line. What's it going to be for the Brits as he crossed the line now? P4 and 9.1, very close towards Harry Kane's time, and barely anything separating those two.
Yeah, that's exactly where Laser needs to be with the championship rival, Harry Kane. Obviously, Laser's qualifying hasn't been the strongest this season, but like we've said, the whole season that's what he's been improving on. I think he has got a pole this season, but we have seen him where he has been qualifying 10th sometimes. 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, somewhere down there, normally in the middle, and then he normally makes his way back up to that podium spot. The Crossfire Strikes goes into that pole position, 1 minute 8.6. I can't believe we're in 1 minute 8. I can't remember what the time was, but Jesus Christ, that's quick.
Super quick indeed. Crossfire Strikes qualified in second place at the Monaco Grand Prix. He was hunted down Kane, but unfortunately crashed out the Nova chicane, and we've seen multiple people crash out there too in Division 1 and Division 2. So once again, Crossfire Strikes did do a race around here, so he knows what it's like to drive around the Canadian Grand Prix. He's got experience under his belt. He has led a race as well, but unfortunately got beaten towards the very end of it, so he's looking for redemption off that. Jensen, however, is on the soft compound tyres then, so his best lap time was on the mediums, now going towards the plastic tyres just to get that banker lap in. And maybe what have you seen?
One of the Ferraris, I think it might be, yes, it is Joseph. He's just blocked Kofi. Kofi's got that 5-second penalty. Kofi was literally just about to complete his lap time. The Ferrari was literally in the middle of the track. And then Joseph made a last-minute dive to the left, and obviously miscommunication, and Kofi's gone straight in the back of him, hitting his front wing, and I think Kofi was probably lost some time at the very end as well. He was about 3/10 up. I think it was 1 minute 8, 1 minute 9.8, and he's obviously now done a 1 minute 9.5. But he gets a 5-place grid penalty for that. But I won't be surprised if Kofi gets reports Joseph for that either.
The Mercedes arrives coming towards the line now. It's a 9.1 for the debutant, and it goes up into P5. 9.1s for 3 drivers, and it's very close like it was in the Monaco Grand Prix and Baku as well. Incredibly tight around here at the 4.6 coming to circuit. However, whilst you saw the incident, Jensen invalidated the exit at turn 10, so that's his lap time ruined, and made his way back into pit lane. Pocket Bandit guy is out there running off turn 7. That could be a very difficult place indeed, especially in the wet conditions. I think Felipe Massa lost it through there and crashed there as well before before in the past. And here we are then out of turn 10 as we make our way, turn 9, sorry, as we make our way down towards turn 10. He's 5 tenths up in this middle sector. This could put him up to P2, P3 area. It depends if he can keep it nice and tidy out of the hairpin, which he does do. Back with the power once again, using all the overtake he has left in that car as we power our way down towards this DRS long straight. We saw Alex Albon do a double overtake around here. I think it was on Carlos, who was Esteban Ocon and Daniel Ricciardo at the time. But unfortunately, got taken out by Carlos Sainz in the latter stages. Here comes Pocket Valley guy across the line, goes up into P3. It's a 9.0 for the McLaren driver, and he's ahead, crucially, of both Red Bulls. Marco in the Aston Martin, unfortunately, has invalidated, so that's his lap time ruined. He was a few hundreds up in the first sector, but he's ruined it along the way. It's so easy to validate, especially in turn 3 and turn 4. You want to use a lot of curb, but that, of course, in a validating lap time as well. So, Crossfire Strikes remains on pole, but I can't wait to see what Marco in the Aston Martin could do, because his best lap time, remember, is on the medium compound tyres.
Yeah, of course, that blistering lap time as well, 1 minute 8.8. He has backed out of this lap. As you can see, he's invalidated. I was just watching Icy Men, one of the debuts here today. He's up into P9 with a 1 minute 9.296, so not a bad lap there for his banker lap time. Obviously debuting in the Williams as well, so yeah. Good luck there from Iceman, right in the middle of the pack as well.
Lord Danny Boy in last place, and here we are then towards the long straight. He hasn't set a lap time even, neither has Ivo. Remember, Ivo had a disappointing qualifying and picked himself up a 5-place group penalty with a collision with Laser, but that got reset. Here comes Danny Boy towards the line now, goes into P14, not the lap time he's looking for. But Ivo, I remember him having a good race pace, and he's cutting corners there, but I remember him having good race pace, but unfortunately, he crashed out of the race. And Martin in P19, 8 tenths up in the middle sector there. He experienced qualifying in the wet yesterday, but today he experienced it in the dry then, so better conditions there for the RB driver. Glock is in P18. We know he qualified as at the top 10, but unfortunately has... What's happened to Marco?
He's on the soft tyres currently. Obviously, like you said, his first lap was qualified on the medium compound tyres, but surprisingly, it's only 10. Put him in pole position, but I was expecting him to maybe go half a second quicker. But he's going through the final chicane now. Hits that wall, but he should just get away with it. And he improves by 2 tenths. And he's actually invalidated. I'm guessing he invalidated on that chicane there. But that would have put him probably literally the exact same lap time as Crossfire Strike. So, yeah, I think it was a bit of a scrappy lap for Marco there if he's only improved by that much. And then obviously invalidated on that chicane as well.
Why is he so good on the medium compound tyres, especially towards the beginning of the qualifying where the track's not proper rubbed in and it's still green and not at its best? So what is the case there for Marco? How is he so good at performing laps on the mediums? I used to be one of those people back in 21 and the 2020 game where I could do fantastic lap on the medium compound tyres, but I can't do that anymore. Yeah. But Marco seems to be struggling on the soft compound tyres there. So is the mediums for him a better qualifying tyre?
It must be. I remember a couple of years back, especially on the F1 2020 and 21 games, everyone was basically doing their first laps on medium compound tyres before they went on to the soft compound tyres. I don't know if you had it, Jamie, but I know it. A lot of guys in SFR used to do it. Obviously, medium compound tyres, you can still choose from that in qualifying, as you know, but you rarely see it now. Obviously, still a couple of guys do it. Of course, we've seen it today already. But the soft compared to the mediums is quite a lot. The gap, let's say, between the two tyres, especially on this game. So you don't see many people using the medium compound tyres. What you normally see now is people using the same soft compound tyres for a couple of laps before they
sorry
do
to trouble you there. Lap. But here comes Crossfire Strikes. He's about to raise the bar again. It's an 8.1. What a lap time for Crossfire Strikes. I wanted to interrupt because I saw him fly literally in the final 2 corners. He literally full sent it. And what commitment, great speed, great car control to put his car 5 tenths clear of the rest of the field. And Owen, this qualifying has gone absolutely quickly as well. We've only got 3 minutes left.
Yeah, so as you can see, as I always say, everyone's in pits waiting for their final lap of the day. We've already got a couple of guys on their laps. We've got Joseph, Iceman, Noldus, and Voltage all on a lap. I do believe Voltage just started one. Noldus is currently, well, he's validated, so that's his lap done. Iceman, I don't know how he's getting on at the moment. Joseph, he has just come in through the final chicane now. He's apparently 3/10 up. Let's see what he goes up to. P6 with a 1 minute 9 dead, pretty much.
We're almost in the sevens there for crossfire strikes. Icy Man, sorry, in the Williams coming out of the hairpin. He's a few hundreds up, and he's currently in P10 ahead of his teammate Voltage. So unfortunately, we don't have the usual Williams drivers, which was Rogue, Smithy, and Ramavaj, one of our championship contenders.
Yeah, I just noticed that when you mentioned that. No Ramavaj here today either. As Voltage is trying to get all the slipstream he can. Iceman's coming to the pits. So Voltage, just this chicane to go, really flying through that chicane. Again, breezing on that wall of champions, and they will only improve by 2.5 tenths and goes up to P10 with that. So in the top 10 with that, but right in the middle of the field, not really where you want to be to start this race.
I remember Williams were quite good at this racetrack as well. Valtteri Bottas getting P3, and the Williams of Felipe Massa also leading the race in 2014, where both Mercedes had their power unit problems. But unfortunately, got taken out by Sergio Perez in 2014 at turn one, that massive crash, and that's when they ended behind a safety car. And that's when Daniel Ricciardo got his first race win. I remember that clearly as day as well. It was a shocking crash, and it was upsetting me as well with Rosberg being demoted down. Yes, I was a Rosberg fan back then, but I'm more of an unbiased fan now. I'm more of a neutral fan because I got older, wiser. But yeah, those times were tough for me. Rosberg beaten twice at Hamilton. Getting the better of him. But yeah, dying stages qualifying, Beremy and Crossfire Strikes are still in the pit lane, but they should be able to make it out with just a few seconds left to spare, but they got to absolutely gun it on their outlaps as well.
I think they're both. I still see two cars not even moving in the pit lane. I think it is them two as well. No, it's Beremy, I think it is starting sending the pits. Noldus, he's coming through the final chicane now for his final lap of the day. Currently doing 1 minute 9.4, sorry, is in P12. Is he going to improve? Yes, only by 2 tenths. So again, up to P10. Like I said, he is normally in the midfield pack, and he is literally in the midfield, right in the middle. So yeah, let's see where. So maximum will be P10 for him.
Jensen there taking a lot of good curb as well, going through turn 6, turn 7, 8 and 9. Went a bit wide into turn 8, but still made it in turn 9. He's only a few hundreds up in the middle sector, has a big lock-up, and it has also a bit of oversteer on the exit too for good measure, as he uses all the ERS currently in P5. 2,000 separated Jensen are, and later is also coming in. It's like Beremy's got 25 seconds left to spare. Here we are now, down towards the final two corners where Crossfire Strikes. Oh, Jensen just invalidated, and he might have picked up a toe from the Mercedes as well as he crosses the line now. It's 3 tenths up, but unfortunately that won't count.
He invalidated. Yeah, he invalidated. I'm guessing he went too wide, or obviously cut the chicane. He was 3 tenths up as well. He, as you can see, he was weaving his wheel as well, so he weren't happy with that invalidation. That would have put him just above a Marco. Marco's invalidated as well.
Oh, as it takes a lot of curb. It's all right. I saw it. I saw it a few minutes ago. But here comes Laser now coming towards the line. He goes up into P3 with an 8.8, and he beats Marco as well. Marco's up, but unfortunately that lap time won't count. Who else out there? Josip unfortunately has invalidated his lap time. Pocket by the guy is coming towards the hairpin there. Actually takes the curb. You want to take a late apex going into there, but we don't really see a lot of people use the curb on the entry. Hurricane, a dismal qualifying for him. Not like him to have qualifying like that. His teammate out qualifies him again, like he did in Baku. Here comes Pocket Valley guy coming down towards the final two corners as he dives off into the pit lane.
He's given up.
And Langfall's the only one left in P16, but I don't think he's on a lap time.
Dragon in the Aston Martin, he improved. He's gone up to P13. I think it's just Langfell left to go. So Langfell coming down in P16. We haven't really mentioned the Alpines yet. I'm sure we mentioned him in the and he's diving into the pits as well. Like I said, I thought of course we would have mentioned him in the race.
I'm going to go to the toilet, Owen.
Yep, no worries, and that is qualifying done and dusted. So that's Crossfire Strike. Pole position, by quite a margin as well, half a second. 1 minute 8.1 compared to Bearemy's 1 minute 8.6, 4.5 tenths, so nearly half a second. So the grid then, Crossfire Strike in pole position, Bearemy in second, Laser with third, Marco in fourth, on those medium compound tyres as well, so he never improved on the soft compound tyres. Jensen fifth, Joseph sixth, Pocket Valley Guys seventh, Hurricane eighth, Rise in ninth, Nordis in 10th, Ivo 11th, Voltage 12th, Dragon 13th, Iceman in 14th, Lord Danny Boy 15th, Angfeld 16th, Kofi 17th with a 5-second penalty, Oliver 18th, Martin 19th, and 20th, I cannot remember who it was because I was too late. But I know there's someone in 20th. But like I said, we got full grid today, so that'd be nice. And it is a bit cloudy. So we have had rain in Division 3 and Division 2 this week. Canada is one of the most likely places to get rain, of course. So yeah, let's see what the race brings today. If it was dry all race, again, strategy-wise, medium hards, no doubt about it. It's the common strategy now. Obviously doing 50% race, so basically half the distance of what real F1 does. So 35 laps around here compared to if you did 100% race, it would be 70 laps. Obviously that would take us quite a while, an hour and a half roughly. So that's the reason why we don't do that. So everyone now just getting ready for their strategy, choosing their strategy. Obviously they're not allowed, none of the drivers are not allowed to ready up. You will get yourself a penalty if you do that. The only person that is allowed to ready up to start this session is Laser. So as soon as you start to see, obviously we wouldn't be able to see the countdown, but if you was one of the drivers, you would be able to see the start of the countdown. And when you see that, you can obviously then ready up. But it's one of the rules in SFR, of course. Obviously, the admin, the leader as such of the division, chooses when to go. Normally, it's around about 2 minutes as well. So I first remember when I first joined, there wasn't a really a penalty for doing that, but we brought that in. Main reason being is because as soon as you got into the lobby or into the race, there would be some people who would just ready up straight away, which wouldn't be able to choose your strategy in time, and you've got to basically rush your strategy as well. But now you're able to think about your strategy, how much fuel you're going to put in, and think about how much fuel you're going to gain or lose as well.
Hi, Owen.
I think now I'm just nearly running out of things to say. He's now back. Hello, mate.
Hello. Hopefully we don't get as many DNS as we did at the Canadian. Hope that this time we can have a good race. 20 drivers on the grid.
Yeah.
And after the Canadian Grand Prix, we expected to go to some fantastic tracks as well. So I can't wait to see how that unfolds. We go to the Spanish Grand Prix. Now, for league races standards, it can be quite decent, but maybe not in real life. The USA Grand Prix in Austin, and that always provides some good action as well, especially in the last middle and last sector heading down towards turn 12. The Mexican Grand Prix can be very difficult. We see plenty of people crash out there. Brazilian Grand Prix that always provide some fantastic action. The Austrian Grand Prix, they've got 3 DRS zones around there. The Japanese Grand Prix with only 1 DRS zone, but still we could see some great action. Vegas and Qatar, then Abu Dhabi as well. Formula 1 returns to Austin next weekend after a month break, and finally we get to see some F1 action. A dry period and no racing action whatsoever, but we had MotoGP in the past 2 weeks as well, I think, at the Japanese Grand Prix and in Thailand too. So at least we got some motorsport action for those who aren't really a fan of the two-wheelers. But here in the four-wheels, we got the Canadian Grand Prix, and I can't wait to see what happens as well. Hopefully it'll be a good race, and we'll see. Can Crossfire Strikes get his redemption after crashing in Monaco, hunting down Kane? He picked up damage at the North Chicane, but here in Canada, things can change. I didn't even mean to be that Ryan.
Yeah, let's see what you can do. This is a very, very long wait. I think this is the longest we've ever waited for. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, let's see if Crossfire Strikes can make a comeback. Well, in a way, obviously he DNF'd last week, so let's see if he can actually take the win today. He's in a good position. He looked very quick in qualifying, 4.5 cents quicker than P2. And Marco as well in P3. He never actually able to go quicker on those soft compound tyres, so his quickest time was on the medium compound tyres at the very start. But yeah, now we're finally getting going after about a 5-minute delay. Like I said, Laser will get to choose when we go, and now he's decided that we're going.
Right, so let's see the tyre compounds then. Vast majority on the hard compound tyres like we saw yesterday. Also, I think a potential chance of rain could be on the horizon too. We saw that yesterday where a majority of people took their hards a long way. Now, Mansell, I didn't want to bring this up, mate, but I got to. You were so close to the podium. After everything that happened on the first lap when you hit the wall at turn 4 and also picked up that 3-second tap, I just said, Mansell hasn't got a penalty. 1 second later, you picked it up.
No, it wasn't even a second. I think you said that. It was like half a second. But yeah, the commentator's curse, it happens, you know. Oh well, we move on. I'm still happy with it. I'll take P5. Basically, I'm that far ahead now that I can still take a break, and if Adams win it, I'll still be in the lead. Basically, that's unless he gets the fastest lap point as well. But I think I'll still take the lead on the amount of wins. But yeah, that's how far ahead now I am. 26 points ahead of Adams. Obviously, before the report of it might all change because of the report of stewards. I know the admins. It was a bit chaotic at the very end of the race, so I think the stewards would be very, very busy. And I was reported in an accident that I had with Keith's and Mindful Wasp at the very first safety car restart. But yeah, let's see what happens with me and my position when that comes out.
All 20 drivers line up on the grid. The 2 kicks out, but he's got a long way to go from there in P20 actually for the Sauber driver. He did pick up a penalty as well. We did see back in qualifying when he made a collision with a Ferrari. But Crossfire Strikes then, let's see, has he got the reaction time to try and keep Bearemi behind. He fought with one Red Bull back in Monaco, but this time he's got Bearemi alongside him. Bearemi is looking very strong in the second half of this season. Can he keep this momentum up? As the 5 lights, we are underway for the Canadian Grand Prix. It looks like the top 2 get an even start, but here we are. They're going down to turn 1. Crossfire has the inside line. Here comes the Aston Martin. Marco trying to go around the outside, but gets cut off, and now has the other McLaren, a pocket by the guy who is on the medium compound tyres, going side by side. Hurricane and Jensen are swapping places. Hurricane just has the edge. Can Jensen try and stick it down the outside? He can't do so. Further behind, both Williams drivers are lost out. Icy Men's dropping down into P14. We saw the RP dropping down too. He's gone down into 19th place. As we go down towards turn 7, we go Norris is ahead of Ivo. Bad news for him. He's on the medium compound tyres looking to make progress, but Laser in P3 having a strong qualify for once. He's all over the back of Bearemi, then trying to take redemption after missing out. Those two made contact on that one last week, but this time to get away unscathed as he's all over the back of him going down towards the hairpin. Is it all good back there, Owen?
Yeah, incident free this week. Martin's just taking his time. He's happy to be in P20 at this stage. He basically let both Saubers through at the very start of the race, and so he's happy where he is at the moment. But yeah, very clean start, especially on this first lap. No spins or mistakes from anyone.
Look at Laser getting a good relaunch out of the final two corners. It'll be all over the back of Beverly. No DRS, of course, but it will be enabled on the next lap. Lap 2 out of 35. Then Crossfire leads, gets a decent start, and he has the lead. Ivo is ahead of Nordus. He puts himself back into ninth place after losing the place towards Nordus on the first lap. Gets a bit of a slide going out of turn 2. Of course, on the medium compound tyres, so looking to go forwards at the early stages, whilst the medium compound tyres are the best. Only 3 people are on the medium compound tyres: Voltage, Ivo, and Pocket Van der Guy. So both McLarens once again splitting the strategy, and we'll see how that pans out towards the last stages of this race then. So Pocket Van der Guy is on the better tyres, of course. Marco in P4 looking to try and capitalise on Laser as we go down towards turn 7 and turn 8. Then riding the curves very nicely, hitting the apexes as Marco used the outside curve there for support as well. So all 20 drivers still remain, and it's one big DRS train from first all the way down to 20th. Who'll be the one to break it up? Pocket Van der Guy has a slide in the hairpin. He goes out wide, and here comes Kane now. And once again, Pocket Van der Guy managed to defend for Hurricane, and Hurricane wasn't happy with Pocket Van der Guy last week due to his defending antics, but racing is racing at Monaco. You've got to keep the guy behind at all times.
Yeah, exactly that. Crossfire Strikes had a little bit of a moment at the hairpin, so he lost a little bit of time. As you can see, Marco is now taking the fastest lap over Crossfire Strikes. Obviously, Crossfire Strikes at the moment is the only person not to have DRS. Martins has just dropped out of 1 second mark now, but yeah, Crossfire Strike only driver, like you said, DRS train all the way from 1st to 20th. So everyone basically trying to go overtake Crossfire Strikes, but at the moment Crossfire Strikes is doing brilliant defending.
Yeah, he attacked Hurricane, put him under massive pressure, making made a mistake going along the chicane until he made a mistake himself. But Marco being frustrated there in P4. He's getting a McLaren sandwiches, Marco, but keeping one McLaren at bay. Pocket Van der Guy, he's losing touch towards Marco, and the first penalty reward goes to Rise in P12 there, just exceeded his luck as we go down towards the hairpin. Now you can see the Laser all over the back, outbroke himself and has to watch out for Marco right behind him as well. Marco doing a great job so far on his return after missing the Monaco Grand Prix. Has a race win under his name, should have been 2, but he got caught going in the eye in Monza and gave the win towards Hurricane. It was such a brilliant drive. He deserved the win because he kept out of trouble driving the whole of it. But the rules are the rules. And look at Pocket Van der Guy. Hurricane is all over the back of him now. Further in the background, that's Ivo looking to make a move. Kane's now up to P5 ahead of the McLaren driver. Decent move into turn 1. Will he outbreak himself? No. Here comes the Haasman of Ivo going side by side with Josip there as he tries to stick around the outside. Doesn't have the grip. And you can see that massive wheel spin on the exit 2. Same for the Mercedes drivers on Nordus there. So Ivo, once again, can't make a move. He stays in P9 despite being in the medium compound tyres, not able to go forward as he would have wanted at the early stages there. So has to suffer behind his teammate and also Josip in P8 as well.
It seems like the hard compound tyre is definitely a better tyre at this stage of the race. You would expect the medium compound tyres to be quicker, but it don't look like it. Obviously, Pocket Valley Guy is all over the place with the back end. He's not comfortable with his setup. He's now nearly dropping out that second mark at Harry Kane. So Valley Guy definitely struggling in the early stage of this race, but he will hope now will get that undercut. Obviously, he'll be stopping very early compared to our hard compound tyres. Do the undercut, come out ahead of these guys. And then just do some defending from there. That's all the Valley Guy can really do now.
Here comes the Ferrari now overtaking Ivo. Jensen, so he demotes the Haas down into P8, and now he's left in the clutches of his own teammate as we go down towards turn 1. Look at the top 4, barely separated by a second as we trade fastest laps of the Grand Prix. Pocket Van der Guy is 1.6 seconds away, so he's broken this DRS trade. Those medium compound tyres are not working for him. Maybe they're just overheated for him. That's what the mediums tend to do, and now he's suffering from the hard compound tyres, managing the temperatures as well as we head down towards turn 6 and turn 7. The heavy breakers zone traction zone 2. It can be really difficult to pick up the throttle on the exit if you get too eager or too greedy on the throttle as we exit there. Look at that. Marco is all of the back of Laser once again, putting the McLaren driver under all sorts of pressure as we go down towards turn 8 and turn 9. We see a few moves, but Marco cuts the corner going down into turn 8, similarly like you did, Mansell, and you got yourself a penalty for that one. Sorry to remind you about that.
Yeah. It's it's one of the places I don't really get to cut the corner as well. It's just, yeah, one of those things. But Joseph, I think he's about to make an overtake on Valley Guy. Valley Guy's out the DRS now, won the top 5. So Joseph will have DRS. He might be able to do it down the straight, or he's always got another opportunity down to turn 1. He backs out of this now and should try and get a better exit than Pocket Valley Guy. Uses the DRS. And obviously Jensen is right behind as well. He's going to probably go for a double move. Here he is. Massive move. But he does outbreak himself, and Laser and Pocket Belly Guy and Joseph both re-overtake him.
The Haas had to take avoid action. His teammate Ivo, he's lost a place towards Norders there. I think he was trying to avoid his own teammate who went off at turn 1. I thought he made the corner, but just went a bit too wide. Similarly, like Daniel Ricciardo did back in 2014 when I think he overtook Sergio Perez going down to turn 1. He did cut the grass, but still made the corner, and he was able to keep the position. But look at the top 5, separated by under a second. They're all bunched up, so close. Any mistake, the driver will be dropping down. Josip is all over the back of Pocket Valley Guy, and here he is there. He's under massive pressure on his mini compound tyres. These mediums are not working whatsoever. Is this going to be a move in the hairpin? It is. Marco's up the inside. It's turn 10, and he's overtaking Laser. That's similarly like Oscar Piastri did, as Laser took a lot of curb out of turn 11 there, but be very careful because that will definitely light up your rear tyres and lose traction and spin. Not seen many people do that before, but here we are then. Marco
side by side
in an unconventional overtaking place. Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, Joseph and Jensen are both overtaking Pocket Valley Guy, but he loses the exit 3 wide. I don't know what really happens there. There's a Haas round. Who's that? That's Ivo that's round as well. And he's crashed out as well. He's lost his front wing. I don't know what happened with Ivo. But yeah, some chaos that happened there on the corner. And we have a safety car from that.
That has triggered a safety car because he left his wing on the race circuit. So there is the Aston Martin safety car coming out the pit lane with the Alpine overtaking it. And
the pits as well.
Ivo cut the corner as well, good at turn 2. So I'm not quite sure that'll pick up a penalty. He didn't pick up a penalty. That was lucky there.
Yeah, so 4 people now with the penalties, but yeah, I don't exactly know what happened, but all I know that I think it was Jensen, or was it? I think it was Jensen who was trying to go side by side with Pocket Valley Guy, something like that anyway, and then someone would really throw it slow through the chicane, and obviously with everyone behind, basically did a Constantino effect. And all I saw was a Haas spinning round, and obviously that was Ivo, and he's lost his front wing, and all these guys now hitting each other at the hairpin because they've got to look at the Delta, and the Delta isn't the best in this game, let's say. It's one of their weaknesses for Codemasters/EA. So it is something they need to sort out. Ivo now gets a 3-second time penalty. Obviously, he's got no front wing. Oh! Pocket Valley Guys hit the back of Jensen, and Pocket Valley Guys got a 10-second penalty, and also he's got front wing damage as well.
Good point there.
That changed either.
Good point there from I can't really say his name. Sorry about that. I don't want to pronounce it wrong. But the medium compound tyres, the people, the mediums fitted on the hards, and Ivo's retired there, so not giving this race a second chance. He may be frustrated with his own teammate getting caught out a few times. Jensen was the one that got out of shape in the final 2 corners. He took a very weird approach as Pocket Valley Guy does Timo Glock, and Yuki Tsunoda, he just went straight into the wall. What happened to him? He lost his wing.
I know he got the front wing damage from hitting the back of Jensen into the pits, and he's completely lost it. Obviously, I think he was not expecting that less of downforce on the car. But yeah, like you said, he's just done exactly what Yuki Tsunoda did and Glock did. I do remember mostly the Tsunoda incident compared to the Glock incident. As now Oliver's got a 3-second penalty as well. But yeah, Valley Guy was now trying to have to limp to the pits once again. But luckily for him, the safety car is out. But he is catching the pack up as well. So he's hoping now the safety car doesn't come in, because it really is going to screw his race over if it does.
So, fortunately for Artem Markelov, Pocket Valley Guy, will have to go in the pit lane, and like you said, he won't lose too much time then, so he can get that wing changed. And Ivo said he had rear wing damage, and if you remember back in Monaco on Australia, rear wing damage twice has caused a safety car in Australia at turn 12. Oliver just almost smacked into the back of the McLaren driver, and also back in Monaco, it was Beremy that crashed out to back and caused safety car. What's your opinion when you have rear wing damage, because you can't control the car no matter what, and you're going to cause a safety car? What's happening down at turn 2?
Yeah, I mean, with the rear wing damage, it's a difficult one because you want to carry on with the race. Obviously, you're a driver, you don't really want to quit, but when you have severe rear wing damage where you're spinning in every single corner, it is best to retire like Ivo's done. As soon as you got rear wing damage, you've got to be really careful with the rear end. And sometimes, like we said, like we saw in Australia, with that rear wing spinning off every single corner, that's when it's just uncontrollable. You can't really do anything about it. That's your race over, basically. It's basically like you've just DNF'd from losing your wheel or something. It's very similar. It's very frustrating. Luckily, it's not happened to me yet. Touch wood. It would never happen to me. But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just really unlucky.
So that last Copo is in the chat. Welcome, Copo, and welcome, Ellie. Nice to see you in the chat as well. I know Simo was in the chat. So, oh, there's a crash. I think Icy Man and Copo has made contact down there at turn. Well, that's where Robbie Kubica crashed in 2007 when in the BMW Sauber, he was right behind a Toyota, and unfortunately had to go to hospital that day. And Sebastian Vettel took over in USA the next race, scored a point, and also 1 year later, Rob Kubica came back and won the Grand Prix after Lewis Hamilton and Kimi Raikkonen come in contact with the pit lane. But the safety car is in at the end of this lap. That's a very late safety car, and away we go. I think Pocket Valley guy just caught up as Kofi has picked himself up a 3-second time for extended track limits already. That's when the safety cars come in. But we get racing once again, and I'm not quite sure if Icy Man has to go in the pit lane there, as he's down in P18. He has lost an end play, unfortunately, so that's his race ruined until he makes another pit stop and changes that wing. But crossfire stripes. Oh, look at that! The Aston Martin's in the wall, and that's Marco. It's reminiscent to what happened to you, but he's lost his wing, unfortunately.
Yes. Yeah, it's very hard with cold tyres as well. I know this situation because you got cold tyres. You're not expecting to have that much grip. And he's done exactly what I've done and just lost the rear end and it's gone straight into the wall.
Such a shame for Marco there. He was doing a really good job, made that fantastic brave move down to turn 10, caught Laser unawares. Laser very happy that Marco is out of the way. Jensen Art is overtaking Lord Danny Boy. He's on a brand new set of medium compound tyres that he can't go towards the end surely with 25 laps left to go. It's just going to be a bit of a stretch there for Jensen to P11. Maybe opting for a two-stop strategy, try and get the best tyre life towards the end and hunt the rest of the pack down. That has a pit. Harry Kane inside the top 4 has picked himself up a 3-second time penalty. The man who's got 8 wins to his name this season, it's going to be very difficult now with an early penalty as Pocket Bandit guy picks himself up a 3-second time penalty as well. So the main contenders there picking up penalties very early on, and that could be detrimental towards the race later on as well. So let's see what impact that has towards the end of this race.
Yeah, now Laser, Beremy, Crossfuzz will all be seeing that and be thinking, right, Harry Kane's got a 3-second penalty. I've just got to make sure I don't pick one up now, because if Harry Kane takes the lead somehow, they've just got to make sure they're inside that 3-second penalty and just don't pick up a penalty themselves, just like Smoke did back in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, good memory there when Smoke capitalised on Glock and Hazard at the time. And who was it that won the Grand Prix? I can't actually remember now.
There might have been Harry Kane. I can't remember either.
Quite a long time ago now, but Crossfire strikes though, doing a really corner. He has a massive slide and he goes wide and he hits the wall. Here comes Crossfire strikes, but the Red Bull does have DRS. Here comes Harry Kane on the back of Laser. This is for the championship fight, but Laser breaking late and he stays in P3 for the time being. Then Josip and Noldus have closed in as well. So Noldus, after a dismal qualifying, is up into P6, has now joined his battle, sees the contenders in front of him. One of them has a penalty, so he could pick up points towards the end of this race as well. And the Red Bull, the RB, sorry, Martin has gone for a spin at turn 2 in the same place as you.
Yeah, we've got a couple of people in chat. Daniel has watched the footage back from what caused the safety car. We've got Alex Copo, Murable, says it looks cloudy. Is it possible we have rain? We've had no news on rain. It has just been cloudy since the start of this race. So yeah, maybe rain for Jensen. Maybe Jensen knows something we don't. We'll have to find out then later on in this race, see if anything happened. But it's all kicking off on that. Well, it was kicking off at that hairpin over front runners. We have a virtual safety car. I'm not sure for
a kick Sauber. A kick Sauber's lost his win because Martin just ran over it. There it is. The Sauber driver wingless, unfortunately, and a trip to the pits is necessary then. So dismal race for the Sauber boys. Clark is making his way up there slowly but surely. Started down in 19th. He's up to 11th ahead of Williams of Voltage. He does have a 3-second time penalty. Off as the pit lane goes the Sauber, and also Pocket Bandit guy is taking advantage of the VSC as well.
Yeah, Kofi, last week's race winner, not having a brilliant race like it did last week. But yeah, that was how Marco, in a little bit, well, in a way, we would have hoped for a full
Something's happening. Something's happening in midfield here. Sorry to interrupt, but here comes Glock now on the inside, going down into turn 7. There's been a contact. There's Sauber and the Alpine and the Williams and the Mercedes there going 4x4. Look at this. Look at this. It's a multi-core scrap with cars absolutely everywhere. Glock is going up into P8 now, ahead of Voltage. Here comes Langfell, and here comes Rise and Dragon. So I think something happened at the exit of turn 4. I think Rise lost it because he got overtaken there.
Someone's had an illegal overtake and they've slowed down trying to get the positions back, which causes this massive battle. It's exactly what happened with me in my race yesterday. And in the end, that's why we have this massive battle like this.
And also, I haven't noticed this either, but Laser has picked himself up a penalty in this race as well, so that could really hurt him towards the end. Crossfire is still leading, controlling this race beautifully ahead of Berimi. Langfell's picked himself up a 3-second penalty as well as we go down towards turn 1 and turn 2. This is going to be a fascinating scrap with the top 6 there, barely separated by anything. They're all close together with Jensen further behind on the new mediums. Go ahead.
Noldus, it's nice to see Noldus with the top runners. He's been making at least one major mistake each race. Obviously, he was up there about to finish on the podium before the end of the race. But yeah, Noldus again just staying quiet, not really much happening like he normally does. Just making sure he's there to pick up the pieces, but it's normally him that messes up. But yeah, Nordus, nice to see him there in P6, is keeping it clean at the moment.
They're all bunched up going down to turn 10. Josip hits the back of Harry Kane and Laser almost in the back of Beremi too. And Nordus was hunted down MDJ for a podium last week until he crashed in another chicane. The second driver to do that in Div 1. Yellow flags, there's Mercedes has gone for a spin.
Rise.
Who is it?
That's Rise with damage as well, yes. Rise is fun.
Penalty
galore.
Nordus,
3 seconds.
Look at that, penalty galore. 3-4 drivers. Marco hasn't picked himself a penalty. Do you know what? If a safety car comes out now later on in this race and he hasn't got a penalty, he can find himself catapulted up the order.
Yeah, so they're all 3-second penalty, apart from Iceman with 6 seconds and Dragon with 10 seconds.
And to answer your question there, Atlas Copo, Mansell is doing comms with me. He's been my Div 1 commentator ever since the start of the season of the Bahrain Grand Prix.
It is me. Hello, Atlas Copo. Yes, it is me. Your Division 2 current Drivers' Championship winner. I don't know how do you pronounce leader. There we go. Got there. Marco does the fastest lap currently. But yeah, Crossfire Strikes at the moment is doing a good job defending against all these guys behind him. And he's obviously, I'm guessing this is his strategy so far, try and get as much. Well, I suppose he has got the pace. It's just, like I said, the DRS is just powerful on this game. It is difficult to pull away. We've got another yellow flag. It's Aston Martin. I think it might be in Dragon. That's gone for a spin at the hairpin. But yeah, like I said, DRS is a bit of a struggle to break. But as soon as you get that 1 second over, you want to try and keep it above 1 second as much as you can. Oliver now picks up a 3-second penalty as well.
Loads of 3-second tappers being dished out there. Are your penalty situation for those who want it? And I'll flick it back onto the tire graphic as it will help us. But Voltage is in a really good place because he pitted onto a brand new set of hard compound tyres. Yeah. Theoretically, he can take his horse towards the end. Once these guys, the front runners who haven't stopped yet, make their pit stop, they will go on to brand new set mediums. So they'll hunt Voltage down towards the end of this race. But we'll see, can that happen? Langfell has picked himself up a 3-second tablets as well as the top 6 within eye shot of each other, and also Jensen R on the mini compound tyres in the background. Surprised that Jensen R is struggling to catch up to these guys, or not on the back of them, all over the back of them, despite being on the mini compound tyres.
He is currently gaining. The gap was around about 3.7 seconds a couple of laps ago. So he is starting to gain probably about half a second a lap. Obviously, with these guys battling in front, the braking of the guys in front will be a lot earlier than than Jensen would. So that's a benefit for Jensen, is that he can take his braking zones when he needs to exactly. Whereas Noldus, for example, he'll have to brake earlier to make sure he doesn't go into the back of Joseph.
And here's Langford going side by side with Oliver into turn 1 and turn 2. Oliver defends the inside line but goes out wide, and Langford trying to go up the inside into turn 2. Now we continue going down side by side into 3 and 4. Which one will break later is Langford as Oliver goes off the track and allows Lord Daddy Boy through. So both Alpines have passed the Ferrari driver who goes off the track, where Sebastian Vettel went off back at the 2019 Canadian Grand Prix. A controversial one because some say that Vettel should have got a penalty. And in my opinion, he should have got one. But yeah, it was a BS decision from the stewards, and it took away his race win defending from Hamilton in that year too. Because he only won, I think, one race in that year. That was the Singapore Grand Prix 2019. His last win in Formula 1 in Singapore. And we know he's got 5 wins at the Singapore Grand Prix as well. But here we are then on lap 17. It is halfway point. Crossfire Strike still leads this race ahead of Bear Remy. Those two in the top 2 have been staying stationary for the majority of the race as well. They've been like first and second at the whole of it, just keeping each other at bay and keeping the guys behind as well. So those two did a really good job maintaining station, with Lays being frustrated to P3 in a Red Bull sandwich, and Pocket Bandit Guy is ahead of Icy Man, puts himself into 50th place. Lord Daddy Boy and Crossfire Strikes, our leader, has picked himself a penalty then. So this could be crucial. Can Bear Remy keep a penalty free? If he does, it could be his first win of the season after a massive struggle in the last few races.
And I am pleased to say at the moment, hopefully it's not the commentator's curse, but Bear Remy is currently on no warnings either, so he's on target to take the win if he does.
Come on, Remy, he has really stepped up his form. Obviously, I'm unbiased there. I don't mind who wins the Grand Prix as long as there's a good race. But Bear Remy has been struggling in the early stages there. Being outside the top 10, being caught up in incidents as well, back in Australia and back in Monaco with Laser. And he's been really struggling so far. Been in a few spins back in Miami. And he has got a podium this season, only one to his name. But fingers crossed for him, touch wood, it could be his first win of the season, and a well-deserved win after all his struggles there, outperforming his teammate Harry Kane, who has had the better of him so far. So can Bear Remy keep it within the white lines, keep it in the right direction, keep Laser behind? But he knows the guys around him have a penalty, so there's no need to push too hard. Try and stick him with Crossfire Strikes DRS.
Yeah, that's all he needs to do. I was literally about to say that, but yeah, that's all he needs to do is Bear Remy. He's on this.
Hello?
Hello, I'm here. Sorry.
It's okay.
He's on the same amount of laps as his Crossfire Strikes, and all the guys around him. All the top 6 are pretty much on the same strategy at this stage of the race. They will be pitting very soon to go onto medium compound tyres, and that's when he's got to be careful. Bear Remy, make sure in any traffic. He just needs to make sure that as well. Obviously, only himself and Jensen with no penalties at the moment. But Bear Remy, he'll be comfortable with just sitting in Crossfire Strikes all race long. He will take that as long as he takes. As long as he doesn't get any warnings or not even a penalty, he'll take this. It'll basically be nearly a comfortable drive to the win in a way.
Burmeister was the only one who did not pick up a penalty in that race, forgetting the 10-second time penalty, which wasn't deserved because of Atlas Coppo's AI. By the way, congratulations, Burmeister. It's a shame we didn't get to interview you because all the things that happened in the last few laps yesterday, but congratulations to Burmeister, who picked up his first win of the season, a well-deserved win, keeping Atlas Coppo at bay and not getting himself a penalty either, even though it looked like he was on the wrong strategy at one point. Towards the end, it stopped raining. And look at this, all these guys just following each other in this big DRS train. Jensen, the gap keeps going up and down. It keeps fluctuating all the time. He just can't get himself in his DRS.
Go off now. Yeah, he's obviously on the medium compound tyres as well, so his tyres will start to be going off. Obviously, if they've got no rain or anything at the end of this race, he'll be going on to another set of medium compound tyres. Obviously, that is available to him. And obviously, done a medium compound. Let me have a quick look. He's done hard medium, so you can go on to another set of medium compound tyres if you want. And Joseph is the first person to come into the pits for the top runners.
And here comes Kane all at the back of Laser, so expect these guys to respond now with the first one in the top runners to pit. As let's see where Joseph comes out. He's in P9 on the medium compound tyres, but he rejoined ahead of his team at Oliver. as it's a short pit lane loss around here because the track feeds in towards turn 2, so you miss the first corner. Here we go then, as we exit out of the pit lane, going down into turn 2. Will he make it out of this pack? He needs to make his strategy work. Harry Kane picks himself up another penalty, but luckily his teammate gets out of the way. Or does he? I'm not quite sure that's a wise thing to do. He should have let his teammate go. And there he does. He goes off the track and allows his teammate through.
Yeah, and Bearemy has just taken the lead off of Crossfire Strikes. I don't know if Crossfire Strikes maybe lost the back end a bit, and that's gave Bearemy now the lead. But yeah, interesting that Bearemy's taking the lead. Maybe he is pitting this lap. That's why he's overtaking him. But yeah, let's see, because obviously now these guys have got now starting to look at Joseph and start to cover him. But here comes Crossfire Strikes again. DRS simple overtake. If any of these guys can come into the pits. Crossfire Strikes into the pits. Laser in pits. Harry Kane decided to stay out. Nordis into the pits. So both Red Bulls, for some reason, has come in. Well, has stayed out basically. And if Nordis doesn't serve this penalty, which he shouldn't, and he hasn't, he should be able to get that removed, no problem.
He can't get. He
has to pit as well.
He can't get it removed because it's a legit penalty. He hit the back of Laser going to the pit lane.
Yeah, yes, but okay.
I saw that.
We'll leave that to the stewards. I don't know how they work out with that, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's when I made that noise when Lourdes hit the back of Laser going into the pit lane there. So luckily, Laser didn't pick up a speed penalty, because if you hit someone at a high speed like that, you increase the speed of the other driver and therefore give them a drive through or 5-second penalty. No, a 10-second penalty. It is very brutal, these penalties. But yeah, like you said, the Red Bulls have stayed out, so they've got a big chance of being undercutted. So I think Bearemy should pit now to try and reduce that threat. And look at that big train there. Crossfire Strikes. Look at this. Joseph is now in the lead of this DRS train. He's up into P5.
Yeah. I did see that, but I've just had a look as well, and behind Nordis is basically a train with Lord Danny Boy, Oliver, Draugen, all these three. So they need to make sure, all four actually. They need, three. They need to make sure that they're ahead of these guys, otherwise they're going to be stuck in a DRS train. So let's see where Bearemy, basically our leader of this race, is going to come out. So obviously the top 4 goes past him now, and he should, yes, because both Alpine and the Ferrari has decided to pit. So he should, he's right behind Nordis, so he hasn't lost too much time. As long as he's still with this group, he will be all right, hopefully.
Mercedes has retired in the pit lanes. That's the end of his race on his debut. But yeah, Bearemy has rejoined in the back of this DRS train. Will that be detrimental towards the Grand Prix? Because we know the DRS could split up as well, and Crossfire he'll find himself at the back of this grid, and we'll see how it all pans out. Has Bearemy made the right choice by staying out there 1 or 2 more laps extra? He should have responded to Crossfire immediately, but now he's in P8 on the back of this, and we'll see. He's got no warnings to his name, like you said. Maybe not. But Voltage is still a threat in this Grand Prix, because theoretically he does not have to go towards the end. I mean, he does not have to pit for a brand new set of tyres. He can go towards the end of this race on the hardcore powered tyres as Harry Kane is in the pits.
Yeah, Joseph has just gone for re-overtaken Crossfire Strikes. So Harry Kane then, he's now, Voltage has picked up another 3-second penalty, so that's probably, I think that's 6 seconds now. Harry Kane, where does he come out of? Again, right behind this battle. He's probably lost a little bit of time towards the group, but he is still around about there, just over a second. But the gap between Joseph and Voltage is 6 seconds. And I think it is a 6-second penalty for Voltage as well. But the way they're catching at the moment, they should be catching Voltage, no problem.
So Jensen's strategy. Sorry about that.
Yeah, with tyre advantage as well, I don't think Voltage will have a chance defending against these guys. Jensen, he'll be coming in soon as well. He might even be going on to the soft compound tyres if he can take these tyres this long. 16 lap on medium compound tyres at this stage of the race is quite difficult, to be fair. You're going to be starting to lose the back end quite a lot. So Jensen at the moment doing well on these medium compound tyres. So he still stays up for another lap, so maybe he's trying to push towards a soft stint. As Crossfire Strikes again, re-overtakes Joseph. These two kind of just swapping positions at the moment. But yeah, no drama happening with these group at the moment. It's nice to see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars currently battling out for the lead. Voltage and Jensen might be there near the end as well, especially Voltage if you can keep the group behind him. It will be very difficult, especially with DRS down the two main straights. But he is also trying to catch Jensen as well.
Three drivers in this race: Jensen, Beremy, and also OWL driver in 16th place have not picked up a penalty. Maybe a warning for those guys, but not a penalty just yet. So keep it nice and consistent. Can they keep it that way towards the last 10 laps of this Grand Prix? If Jensen going to take his time towards the end, it's going to be a very long stretch indeed to go at the end of this race on the midi compound tyres. Maybe predicting another safety car, hence why he put on that set of midi compound tyres and go towards the hard or soft. But here comes Joseph now on the back of Crossfire Strikes. He pulled up the slipstream, but he's not going for the move, and he stays in P4 for the time being. So as long as Beremy can keep in this DRS trade, although he's dropping out of it slightly, he's 9/10 behind, but should be able to get himself back in it with all these guys tucked in right behind each other. Voltage is catching Jensen for the lead of the Grand Prix as well. I think he's got a 6-second time penalty added to his tally. Let's have a look. Pocket Van guy picks himself up a 6-second time penalty. He does. So Voltage does have a 6-second time penalty. Noldes, however, has got a 13-second time penalty.
Yeah, obviously you got that 10-second penalty for hitting the back of Laser into the pit lane. But I would also like to say is that when they catch up the Voltage, which they will be in a couple of laps' time, that they need to clear him as quickly as possible, because this group does not want to be losing the DRS of each other, because as soon as they do, they're going to struggle to basically get back up into that 1 second mark. Obviously, because their pace is so similar right at the moment, there's no point of taking like any risks on overtake, especially in the middle of the pack. So obviously like Laser and Noldes and Beremy, there's no point overtaking. You just want to stay with them, as well, especially Beremy anyway, because he's on no penalties. But you just want to keep with each other, obviously, because this is basically the leading pack in a way. 1.5 seconds is now the gap. So Joseph are really close. Crossfire Strikes really close to Voltage now. 19 lap old hard compound tyres, and then obviously they've also got to clear Jensen as well at some point, depending on Jensen, whether Jensen's going to pit again.
I don't think he is. There's no point. If he does pit, he'll be joined way behind. He won't have the laps to catch up either. So I think he might try and extend it to go towards the end. So I think the overtake has to happen on the track for Beremy to win this race. But the problem is he's stuck in this train. So we'll be hoping the guys ahead make their way forward as quickly as they can. We've got about 7 laps left in this Grand Prix. 8, including this one. No, 8 including this one. So Jensen, can he make these tyres go towards the end? They'll be hanging off the cliff. There is no point pitting now, of course, unless there's a safety car. Langfell has overtaken Marco. Marco once again trying to
Voltage
recover from this. What's happened to Voltage? Overtaken by Crossfire.
Voltage basically, he went a little bit too wide, lost the back end, and Voltage has got behind overtaken. But here comes Joseph now. He's going to try and get 3 of these guys done, but no, he's going to back off and not overtake Crossfire's. Smart move by Joseph there, I think. And now Laser has now got to get the overtake done on Voltage. Bit of contact there, but no damage done. Inside line, he's still there. Voltage is not backing out this move. He's going to try and keep that, and he's lost out on that. And now Noldes is right behind him. Now Noldes has got to clear him as soon as possible. Like I said, if he loses that 1 second mark out of Laser, he might be in trouble. So he wants to clear Voltage. It should be all right. But let's see what Voltage can do now with 20 lap old hard compound tyres compared to 6-7 lap medium compound tyres.
I know Jensen's in the pit lane. Here comes, and here we are then. Voltage could be a massive headache because he could lose the DRS gap towards the rest of them, which he has. The gap is 1.1 seconds. That could be the marker. That could be the key for Crossfire to be back in play. He's got to get past him. Noldes now has overtaken him. He puts himself into 4th place. Beremy has to overtake him. But here comes Crossfire around the outside, and into turn 2. There's contact between those two. Barge each other out of the way. This is huge now. This is.
So he's got to get past Voltage as soon as possible, and Noldes, Beremy, and Harry Kane has got to catch back up to the group as soon as possible.
Crossfire Strikes will be able to still win this Grand Prix thanks to the Williams driver holding up both Red Bulls, and that Williams there could have determined this race. But here we are then, down into turn 10 with Beremy looking all at the back of him. He needs to overtake him quickly, and Harry Kane gets Voltage, finally gets past him. Now did he spring himself back in DRS rage?
Yeah, Jensen now picks up 3 seconds, his first 3 seconds of the day. So now it's going to be difficult, but these guys now need to try and catch up back up to Laser, Joseph, and Crossfire Strike. Obviously, Beremy, what's the gap now? It is 3.3 between himself and the leader. So at the moment, he'll finish in P2. Crossfire Strike will take the win. Yes, he will, because he's still on the 3-second penalties as well. Beremy, will he get that move done? He's on DRS at the moment. He backs up. Smart move, like I said. Crossfire Strikes 6 seconds. Laser 3 seconds. So at the moment, it'll be Beremy first, Laser second, and Crossfire Strikes in third. By the way it's going at the moment.
I'm not quite sure who wins this Grand Prix. Will it be Beremy or will it be Laser? Because Josip has got a 6-second penalty. Josip takes the lead. Here comes Remy now on Nordus. He puts himself into 4th place. And here comes Kane now on the his Norwegian compatriots. So 4th, 5th, and 6th there for the Norwegian boys there. But Laser, does he know he's had a chance to win this Grand Prix? The 2 ahead of him have got a 6-second penalty. But the main problem is that Harry Kane has overtaken his teammate now. And I think the Red Bull drivers could be DRSing each other.
I think that's a smart move from Harry Kane. I think he knows that. I think they both know that. Obviously, they're in the track at the moment, but I think they both know that Harry Kane is the faster driver out of these two. Sorry, Beremy, but I think he also knows as well. So I think it is a smart move. And Beremy, I'm guessing they've spoken to each other, and all they need to do is they've basically just said, look, just follow me. That's what Harry Kane has said to Beremy. Follow me, stay in my DRS, I'll catch up to him.
And can Harry Kane catch up? But also he's bringing along Beremy too. Laser is looking in his mirrors to see the Red Bull drivers. His championship contenders are right behind him. Unfortunately, Pocket Banner Guy is not in the same race as these guys. He started to be the compound tyres, but unfortunately his strategy has not worked here tonight. 4 laps left to go in the Grand Prix. Josip and Crossfire first, second, with Laser P3. Harry Kane just further behind. That DRS being broken up thanks to Voltage in P7. Voltage's next target is Jensen out behind. Jensen's strategy has not worked, unfortunately, going from medium hard. Or is it soft? Did he go soft?
He's got... no, he hasn't. Remy, he picks up 1 warning, lap 19, but he's only on 1 warning at the moment, so he can take another one if he wanted to, but he won't take it as much as advantage. But yeah, he's having a very clean race at the moment there, Remy.
Good job from Beremy. The only driver now not to pick up a 3-second penalty because OWL Drow get a 13th place is picked up. But Marty's retired in the pit lane. No, it's a safety car.
Well,
it's the Wall of Champions. He's crashed. A safety car's been deployed. And this is a blessing for Beremy. He doesn't have to stress anymore trying to get in this DRS train.
And Oliver's also picked up a drive-through penalty as well for speed in the pit lane. Or this could be chaotic now when the safety car comes back in. Obviously, it's near the end of the race now. The safety car will be pitting, I'm guessing now, lap 33. Like we saw yesterday, the safety car decides not to stay out for basically until the final lap. Oh dear, Harry Kane. Harry Kane's got... That's a bit more big news. He's come into the pit lane as well. He's gone on soft compound tyre. Beremy decided to stay out. Oh dear.
So both of them have pitted for a brand new set of soft compound tyres, and we'll see if it works in their advantage. And Jensen has pitted 2 on a brand new set of soft compound tyres, and we'll see how this race goes then with 3 laps left to go. Our debutant of Joseph leading the Grand Prix ahead of Laser P2, Beremy in 3rd place. He has got Crossfire Strikes and Hurricane on soft compound tyres, but there's 2 laps left to go after this.
If I am correct, the safety car will be in this lap. Like I said, it's already lap 33. It don't normally, as soon as when it's the last 2 laps, we don't normally see a safety car. We do see a virtual safety car, but not a full core safety car. So as soon as he hits that sector 2 line, it should say safety car in this lap. And there we go.
Yeah, Daniel, Harry Kane does have a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car, so I think he tried to dash it in the pit lane, but exceeded his delta at the same time. And once again, that's the second time he's been caught out by a pit lane infringement there because he picked up a 10-second penalty in the Belgian Grand Prix and cost him a win as well. Oliver has retired for this race. We're down to 14. Both Aston Martin 13th and 14th there. It's another unlucky race for Marco, like he was back in Imola when he got tagged by Pocket Valley guy down at turn 2, as pole second and third went into turn 2 together, and it spun him around. But here we are then, the end of lap 33, the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix. Are we going to see any more chaos? We saw a lot of chaos yesterday. It could really spice things up. Jensen is ahead of clock immediately going down into turn 1. Crossfire strikes up into P5. And
really unlucky whoever's has lost that. Crossfire strikes, I think, lost out from that. That's really unlucky there from Crossfire strikes.
I'm not quite sure how they both got demoted because Jensen and Crossfire was ahead. And look like he's really struggling for traction too. Oh, it's a shame. Harry Kane's ahead of Novus there, so he's up into P4. Harry Kane's got one more lap to try and make up as many places as he can. There's his teammate, but he can't afford to make contact with his teammate. Can't afford to make contact with him because otherwise he'll ruin his chances of winning. I don't think Harry Kane could pull out a 3-second gap in one lap. First, he's got to overtake these two, which is going to be a challenge. And secondly, he's got to pull out a 3-second gap over the other people. I think they'd have a penalties anyway.
If I saw yesterday with Smoke, he got a drive through nearly end, but I don't think he served it. But he came and say an unserved penalty, and I think it's 20 seconds. I think it's 20-second penalty for an unserved drive-through penalty. So Harry Kane, if he doesn't serve it, I think he might be able to get that that penalty removed. But we'll have to see what the stewards say about that.
So could it be down to the steward rooms again, like it was back in the Singapore Grand Prix, like it was back in, I think it was the Monaco Grand Prix when he got his decision overruled after Kofi won it, but Harry Kane took it back. And Harry Kane once again all in the back of Laser, crossfire strikes, was overtaking Nordus there. Laser is defending there, and as you can see, he's ghosted inside of him. DRS is enabled, better tyres of course. Laser has no chance to defend this. Harry Kane will surely make the move. No, he doesn't, he backs out of it, gives him a tap. It's the hairpin now. Laser's done a fantastic job of defending. Let's have a look at the penalty situation. So Joseph has a 6-second penalty. The win could go towards Beremy still, or Harry Kane, depending if he can get that penalty removed, but he does have a 3-second penalty himself. And here we are down this main straight then. Beremy's in P4 under massive pressure from Jensen out behind, but Jensen doesn't go for it, neither does Harry Kane on the McLaren driver in front of us. So here we are, he might out-drag him towards the line. Joseph comes across the line to finish it first, but Beremy finally gets his first win of the season. He takes the checkered flag and wins the Canadian Grand Prix. What a fantastic drive as Harry Kane gets a 20-second penalty and demoted way down the field there. But his Red Bull teammate was the only one in this race not to pick up a penalty, and that's what won him the race today. Fantastic. It looked like he was in a bit of a predicament there when the Williams held him up and broke the DRS gap, but when that safety car came out, it really brought it back into play, and Beremy finally wins with Jensen on the podium. Wow.
Yeah,
we said the same thing.
So if Harry Kane doesn't get that penalty removed, I think he does finish in P5 as well, so he doesn't even finish on the podium for Harry Kane. But obviously that is up to Harry Kane if he decides to remove that 20-second penalty. Get these guys into you now, Jamie.
Thank you, Owen. It may not be a ninth win for Harry Kane, but it is a ninth win for Red Bull as Beremy continues to streak for the Red Bull boys back in Milton Keynes. McLaren will continue to extend their championship lead. It looks like I've got internet connection problems by the looks of it. Apologies about that. I'll try and get out of here as quick as I can so I can return back to the lobby, and the broadcasting session continues to work. Really don't want the stream to end, especially after a good race. Luckily it interrupted after the race. We're still here, by the way, guys. We're not going to end the stream just yet. But if the stream does end, that's because of poor connection quality, so apologies about that one.
Don't think you've ever had that kind of thing before, have you?
That's quite weird.
Hopefully don't kick us out or end the stream. Hopefully we can get these guys interviewed. I'm pretty sure all three of these guys will join as well. Do normally see that. I know Jensen used to join in the past as well, and he's the last guy to get in, so give me 2 seconds and these guys will be in for you.
We are doing interviews still, don't worry about it. You only hear the audio, not the screen itself. You'll see a blue screen with an exclamation mark next to it, so don't worry about it.
And they've all been invited.
Thank you very much. Owen? Well, I wasn't expecting you on the podium today, Judson, but with you finishing in P3, we'll start with you then, mate. So, Judson, mate, welcome back to the podium for quite a while, and it looks like on your strategy, what was you doing in the second stint? Was you hoping that a safety car came out, brought you back into play, and therefore you could still be in the midfield or on the same ties as them?
I don't know, I was like expecting the guys behind me to pit, but they didn't. And then I just decided to try and stick it out. And I knew the mediums could go to the end, but looking at how the guys who pitted like was closing in, I was like, yeah, there's no chance I'm gonna gain by staying out. From that point anyway, so I decided to pit. I was like 10 seconds off. And yeah, the safety car kind of saved me. I was lucky enough to catch right back up on the softs just as they were restarting, and keeping just 3 seconds managed to get podium. So yeah, didn't expect that. I didn't really deserve that, but I mean, I'll take those. But yeah.
Did you only pick up one penalty? Was it only a 3-second penalty you picked up?
Yeah, I think it was just yeah, I don't think I picked up any warnings after that. I had like 2 warnings early on and then picked up the penalty later on, which was a shame, but yeah, I mean, it only would have gained me 1 place in the end, so.
Well, picking up 1 penalty meant that getting past crossfire was the main key, and also overtaking, getting less penalties meant that you jumped Josip, unfortunately for him, and you put yourself back at the podium. So P3 is looking for someone. Harry Kane picking himself up a 20-second time penalty after ignoring a drive-through. So yeah, you do deserve P3 because you picked up less penalties, as a lot of people did get so many penalties in that race. It was unbelievable. But yeah, throughout the second stint, I didn't know whether you were waiting for a safety car or going to take the tyres towards the end, because as soon as you came out, you were way behind and you were stuck there down in P8. So, and that safety car really came out and helped you in the end as well. And what's your expectations? Sorry about that, Jed. So I'm not really. I didn't have you prepared to ask questions, so sorry about that.
Right.
How are you feeling for the Spanish Grand Prix?
God, I don't. I've done 1 race at Spain before, but I think I don't really have anything to expect. It's just jump in and drive. But I mean, yeah. The end of this race, I was just driving this race blind. I didn't know what to do with the strat. I was just driving around and seeing. But yeah, it's a bit chaotic. But hopefully Spain should be a bit less chaotic, and yeah, maybe a bit more in the mix, but you'll see.
Overall, during the first safety car, do you think it was the best idea to stay out of the hard compound tyres? Because ultimately it cost you in the end going from hards to mediums, and you couldn't take the mediums towards the end. So, what was you hoping when you pitted for the first time on that safety car?
I don't know. To be honest, I was just pitting and hoping, but I think I should have stayed out. Maybe on the hards, I might have been a bit further up. I don't know if I would have picked up a penalty or not. So I was like, when I was on the mediums, I was pushing on, but yeah, I don't know.
You just try and see what happens and go with the flow, really.
Yeah, just try something and try and stick with it, but in the end it didn't work, and then kind of got saved, but we take those and move on.
Because what I thought happened was you started the medium compound tyres and took the opportunity to get rid of them and go on go for 2-stop, medium hard. That's what I thought you were doing, but I forgot you started the hard compound tyres, because there's only a few that went for the medium compound tyres. So you just try to go with the flow and see what happens then.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, welcome back to the podium, mate. Top step of the podium, and we'll hope to see you more, because I know you've got some really good pace. Like, I've known you for a very long time, on and off track. Well, mostly off the track, because we took a few years. I hadn't spoke to you for quite a while, but I know you got the pace. You probably just need to hook it up to qualifying and the strategy as well. So you'll be up there soon. Your lap in Singapore was incredible as well.
Oh yeah, thank you. That also I didn't expect, but yeah, not that much in the mix anymore. But yeah, tried to be.
How is this game treating you? Are you struggling on this game? Do you like the game better than 23, or is the opposite way round?
No, it's a shit game. Like, the handling's just awful, god awful. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, if anyone who knows how to drive with like 50-0 wings on F123, then yeah, works out well for you guys. But I think, yeah, nothing else to say.
Well, well done for your first podium season, mate. Nice to see you back in SFR as well. And good luck in Spain. And also, Owen, you got any questions to ask for Jensen?
Yeah, just the one really. And basically, the question is now we said we obviously now joined back.
It's really good, really nice to see you again. What's your aims for for your time here? Here to championship back, or are you here?
I'm just here for fun, to be honest. Yeah.
I thought that might be the answer.
Yeah, I'm not going to like drive competitively anymore. I'm not driving competitively anymore. I'm just trying to have fun, just skiing however I can, even though it's quite hard, even if you try to do just that. But yeah.
Yeah, no, well done on mate, and yeah, good luck for Spain.
Yeah, thank you, and cheers for the comments as well.
You're welcome. Now we move on to second place, Laser. So Laser, you were the top three quite a lot, stuck in that DRS trade behind Bear Remy and Crossfire. So did you think there was any chance of picking up a win?
I thought there was a chance, but I didn't think it was likely because anyone in that top six, I think it was Train, could have won. But like, it's all about not picking up penalties, and Remy did a great job and deserved the win. But I thought I'd be happy with third, so I'm quite happy with second in end. So yeah.
Walk back to the podium as well, because it's your first podium since the I think it was the Imola Grand Prix when you and Pocket Vada guys stood up here. You and your teammate, first and third. But in terms of the championship, Red Bull have had the advantage on you so far, and they pulled up a gap as well. I think the gap is now 28 points between you and Red Bull. Your teammate seems to be struggling as well. Pocket Vada guy does have the pace, but the mistakes are made on his end because Azerbaijan and Singapore hasn't gone his way whatsoever. So, what's the step forward between you, for you guys in the McLaren camp, to try and beat Red Bull?
I don't know. I'm guessing for me anyway, it's just dropping as fast as possible, as consistently as possible. Trying to get results as best as possible. I'm not even worrying what the Red Bull guys are doing. It's just about doing the best I can, and if they win, they're the better team. Like, we win, the better team. It's just like that.
Fair enough, mate. How do you feel for the Spanish Grand Prix? Do you think it'll be a good track for you?
I think it'll be okay. I don't think it's my best track, but I don't think it's my worst track, so it should be okay for me.
Were you aware of the penalty situation today? Because we know that voltage was an obstacle in the way of the older hardcore bar tyres, and he split up the DRS trade. Notice Bellamy and Kane got stuck behind him, sorry. So were you thinking that could be the opportunity to try and strike and try and build up that gap over 3 seconds, or were you just focused on the top two in front of you?
But I mean, I thought there was a chance, because obviously when I saw that both leaders had 6 seconds, so I was one warning off getting 6 seconds. I was like, right, I want to keep this clean, there's a chance something could happen. But then you had Harry overtake Remy, and I think he had about a lap fresher tyre than everyone. And I think his pace was about the same as the leaders. So, I mean, with him dragging the guys behind along, and then Remy could have saved his DRS and they could switch, it would have been quite hard to get 3 seconds, but it would have been possible. But nonetheless, I'll take P2. So.
Well, congrats to P2, mate. Nice to see you back at the top step of the podium, and congratulations as well, and good luck to the Spanish Grand Prix. Owen, you got any questions for Aaron?
No, not really, mate. Again, nice to see you back on the podium after a good while. But yeah, no, you kept it clean. He was obviously with the lead and back pretty much the whole race. I think that you could believe that. Yeah, no, good race from you again, Laser. And yeah, good luck in Spain.
Cheers, mate.
We'll move on to our race winner, and it's Red Bull's 9th win of the season after Harry Kane took the 8th at the Monaco Grand Prix. But this time, it's a different Red Bull driver. It's Bear Remy who gets the spotlight. Welcome to the top step of the podium for the first time, and your last win, I'm trying to recall, was it at the Brazilian Grand Prix or Imola last season? Remy?
Well, thank you. I'm not sure. Yeah, it could have been somewhere in the last season. I cannot remember, but I think maybe I won those 2 races. So one of them, I guess.
Brazil and Imola do come to mind. I think you did. I did think you win both of them as well. So I think that was your last wins back in Brazil and Monaco, Brazil and Imola last season. But yeah, Remy, you did a fantastic job of keeping it consistent as well, and you were the only one in the race not to get through to catastrophe, like Burmeister was yesterday. So consistency is key. Literally, when you're not leading the race, you still have a chance of winning. And even though you didn't make the overtake of the track, you still won the race, and with the less penalties. And I didn't know, Remy, that you were the Norwegian reindeer racing champion. That's something new.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I felt like everything fell together for me this week, and yeah, I think the race was quite good, but the qualifying, yeah, it was. I just decided to try to follow Crossfire on his hot lap, and he was going so fast, and I had good tow on him. I followed him. I guess I was on the 1 second behind him when I started the lap. So I just tried, and that worked for me, and I had a really good row in the 3rd sector, and that put me on the 1st row, and I think I was building from that into the race, and yeah, it was nice. I think I have to thank my dentist for my new teeth today, and as well I have to thank Danny Boy. He has been my mentor this week, so yeah, it's yeah, I felt really good to win this race, and I'm so happy the way it ended, and thank you as well to Harry, which I let pass when the other guys went away, and yeah, I think he could have yeah, worked away with us and to yeah, catch in on Laser and other guys in the front. So if the safety car won't have come out, I think we had control. So yeah, good race for me, I guess, and I'm very happy.
Were you a bit nervous when that Williams was in front of you? Because Voltage, he was defending like crazy. He had the right to, of course. He's fighting for drive position, but he was stuck behind Nordus and Voltage too. Were you ever nervous about that DRS gap breaking, and therefore that Laser or somebody else up there might have a chance of winning?
Yeah, I did. I couldn't see the 2 first guys after we passed him, and let Harry by, so I asked him what is the pen gap, and after a while I got an answer, and both had 6 seconds. So yeah, I were a little bit nervous because I thought I could win this race, but yeah, I have some form of calm in my body, so yeah, I didn't make any mistakes, which I have done quite a few in the last races. So yeah, the calm in my body just made me relax, and yeah, we started working together, and that was really good. And I was not the fastest today, but in the end I was on the top step of the podium, and that is what's important. So yeah.
It is important indeed, and I know I was about to ask as well, because I know you had struggles the last few races with contact to the Australia Grand Prix and Monaco as well, and also spinning out in a few races too, like Imola, and having bad results in the Netherlands and Azerbaijan and Singapore itself. And it's been a topsy-turvy situation for you this season, like with the results not going your way. But are things starting to finally come towards your end now? Are you finally starting to find your form? And could this help you build up the momentum and potentially help your teammate the championship as well, and Red Bull in the next coming races?
Yeah. The thing is that SFR is keep putting really fast driver as Jensen here and other guys into the mix. So it's really hard to qualify in top 5, and especially get on the podium is really hard, and the racing is intense. And yeah, this race I felt everyone was really fighting like nothing dirty. So it's hard to get there, but yeah, I have had a few hard races, and I think a few races ago I thought that I had something hunting me down when it was 5 laps till the end, and I always did something or I did a mistake or crashed with someone, and it felt good to share the podium with Laser after our first lap, first corner incident in Monaco. So yeah, hopefully we can build on this and yeah, have some more good races before this season ends. So yeah.
And yeah, I want to talk about that actually. What happened between you and Laser going down into turn 1 in Monaco?
Yeah, the thing is, I thought we were 3 wide when we entered the corner, and I tried to go as far left I could, and Laser, I think he also went a little bit to the left. I don't know if there was one on the right side, and we made contact, and yeah, somehow his car was going straight forward into towards the, I think he hit the wall as well, and when I had nowhere to go and follow him and let the whole field pass, and you know, then if that happened on the first lap in Monaco, the race is over, and from in my head the race was over in the first corner. So I knew I could have had some good points. I saw Laser did, but in my head I had lost the race, and I was yeah, not too happy there, but things like that could happen, and we are humans, and yeah, me and Laser talked about it after the race, and yeah, it feel good to share the podium with him today.
Yeah, redemption for both of you. Finishing 1-2 as well. That's nice. After you two making contact at turn 1, for both of you being on the podium together here in Canada. So yeah, what a change for both of you. And congratulations on the win, babe. I mean, you finally got it. It's your first one of the season, and we hope to see more of you as well in the next couple of races. You might be challenging Ramovage as well in the championship for P3, because considering he hasn't turned up for Monaco and the Canadian Grand Prix, is a massive threat for you as well. So you could be finishing in P3 again like you were in season 15 with you, Kane and MDJ occupying first, second and third. And yeah, congratulations once again, mate. And Oliver, Owen, you got any questions to ask for Bev and me?
No, I haven't again. But yeah, brilliant win, Jeremy. Like I said, well, I haven't said anything. Yeah, no, you've kept it clean, penalty free. I was looking at the penalty situation all race through Race Director, and you go to, yeah, well, last time I checked, you were in a pit stop, one warning. So yeah, that's all you needed to do. Yeah, so yeah, brilliant win there, and kept with them as well. Let's see how you get on in Spain.
Thank you.
We'll write it off there then. So that's Div 3, Div 2 and Div 1 done at the Canadian Grand Prix. And we move on to the Spanish Grand Prix. Join us back with Thomas, Div 3, me and Oliver, Div 2, me and Owen, Div 1. For the Spanish Grand Prix at 7:30 Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. And we'll see you all later. Have a good evening and have a good weekend. We'll see you all later. Goodbye for now.